When it hurts so bad, when it hurts so bad, why does it feel so good? When it hurts so bad, why does it feel so good? Hey guys, it's Lanee. Thanks for stopping in and joining me again for Thoughts of She. For all those who are not familiar with us, feel free to check out our website, boldbeautifulshe.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to stay in touch and see what we're sharing. It's all about sharing thoughts of she, positive thoughts, positive energy, and sharing my experiences with you in hopes that it will help with your forward movement. So the title of the video today is going to be heart attack. And we all know that a heart attack is a serious thing, but I'm not talking about a physical heart attack. This one is more of an emotional heart attack, and it's something that we all experienced at some point in our lives, some more than others, but either way it's a damaging thing. And this video is to kind of expose what a heart attack looks like, but more importantly, how to avoid a heart attack. So a lot of my experience with it came more recently because I've always been one to really guard my heart because I didn't like the feeling of getting hurt. So I would go out of my way to avoid it. Becoming more aware of that pattern, I've been trying to be more open. But in doing that, I've learned that you have to be careful with who you're open to. So heart attack is you opening up your heart to someone, and they pretty much are taking advantage of that. They take advantage of what you're willing to give, and they're giving things simply to get what they want from you. And that can be physical, that can be emotional, and that can be a mental thing as well. So how do you avoid these heart attacks? Because the ups and downs, the excitement of meeting somebody new, and then the crash that comes when the disappointment sets in, when they're not who they say they are, when they take what they want and leave, can really be damaging to your heart. And God tells us to guard our hearts, and that's because hurting people hurt people. And so you want to protect your heart and you want to save it for that person that is worthy of holding it, who will cherish it and value it the way that it deserves to be valued. So as a woman, I've come to understand how we're coded and how this plays into this whole heart attack, right? So as women, we're coded that when we give a certain part of us, that we're expecting something in return. So when we give our time, when we give our attention, when we make someone a priority in our life on a relationship level, then it opens us up and creates this vulnerability. So we're looking for them to be there for us, to give their time, to make us a priority. And this can actually go both ways, men and women, but women tend to be more emotional. So we tend to kind of play this out a little more often. So we open up, we're giving our all, and they don't give us back what we're expecting. And it creates an insecurity because we're giving, but we're not getting anything back. So we have an emotional off balance place. So we don't have enough deposits to balance out the withdrawals. What we're giving is more than what we're receiving in the way that we need it. And being in that emotionally unbalanced place can sometimes cause us to do things without thinking logically. If we allow our emotions to drive our actions, and this is where you get the scenario of, the woman slashing the tires or breaking the glass, or, she's showing up on his job and just tearing stuff up. This all comes from an emotional place. She may feel bad afterwards. She may think about it afterwards. But the goal is to not allow ourselves to get into that emotionally unbalanced place so that we don't allow someone to pull things out of us that are not really us. And so the goal is to be selective on who you're allowing to get close to you, who you're giving of yourself to, and it helps you to avoid those things. So I wrote a poem because I met a guy and we were having a conversation. We were just friends, but they made a comment of they're always attracting crazy girls. And I asked, what do you mean, crazy girls? And so pretty much he described the scenario that I just described. The girl, he was one that was really, good at talking it and knew how to say what she wanted to hear. So, he would get her in this emotional place, this vulnerable place emotionally, maybe physically, and then he would take it all away. And so I kind of got this revelation of what it really was. These girls are not crazy. It's something else that's going on. So I want to share a poem that I wrote. I actually called it Crazy. All right. So at a glance, I'd call them crazy. But then I look deeper. Seeing what lies within their story, I find they were just in love. With the feeling that came from being loved so perfectly, mentally, physically, emotionally. Awakening an appetite that no other thing could satisfy, having a part of them touched in a way only the deepest mind ever could begin to explain, finding themselves open so wide beyond anything real, the surreal game of passion entangled their mind. Letting everything go, they indulged. Then suddenly life jerked them out of their euphoric dream, sending their flesh into rebellion as it screamed, "No. Don't take it away from me." No longer could they reason. Logic who? Now an emotional typhoon was sweeping through, giving the appearance that they were undone, had come apart when really that type of withdrawal had begun. When the room finally stopped spinning, they look around, recognizing only that who they once were was nowhere to be found. Looking closer, I understand. No, not crazy. An addiction, maybe. Guys, I hope you enjoyed what I've shared. Again, it's all to help you with your forward movement, awakening, and awareness. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you next time.